Hello, everybody. Welcome to Grandma Hershey Cooks. I'm Grandma Hershey, spelled with a U and not an E. So don't get it twisted. We are not affiliated with those other people. Although I wouldn't mind if they want to endorse me. Okay, you can let them know I said that. Well, anywho, today is episode 97. Yes, it is. And we are making shrimp bisque. Remember last month we had our little vote on what you would like to see. I gave everybody 10 choices, and shrimp bisque was the number one choice. So I figured that would be the first one to make for the first of this year, the first show of 2025. Alrighty. So some people ask me, what is a bisque? I'm glad you asked. So now I thought about this a few minutes ago. I could have went on Google and Googled it that way, but I did put in what is bisque. And there is an article by Mandy Naglich, Naglich. So forgive me if I said it wrong. And she is the Taste of Home's editorial something other. Anywho, this is what she described it as, because to me, all it is a creamy soup. So it's a little more than that. It has a little background to it. So I'm going to read it to you real fast. Okay. So a traditional French chef would define a bisque as being a thick, creamy soup. So I got that part right. Made with shellfish and thickened by a paste made from their shells. Grandma Hershey didn't do none of that. Julia Child, y'all remember her? Was one chef to popularize lobster bisque in the United States. And I love me some lobster bisque. Anytime I see it at a restaurant, I order it, okay? And so I got the idea of the shrimp bisque from the lobster bisque one day a few years ago when I had a lot of shrimp, okay? So anywho, her recipe uses both the shells of the lobster and rice to thicken the bisque. Now, if I'd have read this sooner, I could have got some tips. Grandma Hershey didn't know. Hey, Grandma Hershey go with the flow. And when she knows, she let you know, okay? Because we don't want you to be in the dark, all right? So today, the definition of bisque has expanded to include vegetable bisque, like tomato bisque, butternut squash. Oh, I love it. I'm going to make that next month, okay? Somebody, whether y'all choose it for the one or not, we having some butternut squash soup next month, okay? And tomato and butternut squash, see, like she said. The word is more related to the smooth texture of the dish and the use of cream. Now, Grandma Hershey don't use the heavy cream nor the half and half because of the fat, okay? Instead, she uses this. And it is Thai Kitchen Organic, and it is light coconut milk. And I buy it online through Amazon. It's a little 6-pack. That's the cheapest I've seen anywhere. Okay. So that's where I get it from. And I use this instead of the half and half and the heavy cream. And it is really tasty to give a little sweetness to it. Love it. Love it. Okay. Also, most modern bisques are thickened using rice. Some cook the rice in the broth and strain it out later. Sound like a lot of work to me. Okay, using only the left behind rice starch to thicken the soup. That makes sense if you want the starch. Others puree the rice into the soup to thicken it. You know, like some soups, people would use potatoes or instant mashed potatoes to thicken their soup. Grandma Hershey didn't do none of that. Almost all bisques are finished with hot cream for a velvety texture. The richest bisque also include butter. So we do have our half and half that my beautiful sister had suggested last year or year before, whatever. It's been a while now. I decided yesterday to call it our Marjo butter. It's half margarine, half butter. Marjo butter. That's what we're going to start calling it. Okay. Okay. So bisque should feel smooth and luxurious. So it must be very thoroughly blended. In the past, chefs would have used a vintage tool called a food mill to ensure everything was absolutely smooth. But you can use an immersion blender, which is in my storage. So Our ninja. Okay. Okay. So how is the bisque different from soup? Bisque is a specific kind of soup. So all bisque are soup, but not all soups are bisque. So the most similar type of soup to bisque is chowder. Because I thought about putting some corn in here. You can put on some broccoli, so you can turn it into what you want to add to the bisque. Okay, but I just like my bisque as it is. Bisque, bisque, bisque. Okay. So, unlike bisque, which should be smooth and creamy, chowder has hearty chunks of meats or vegetables, which is also good. And chowder is almost always thickened with a roux instead of blended ingredients. And me, I do the roux sort of. I add a tablespoon of cornstarch instead of a tablespoon of flour. And you can do that if you want, but flour has more carbs. So I use the cornstarch, and to me, it comes out smoother. That's just Grandma Hershey's thinking. So, but you do you, boo. I want you to love your shrimp bisque. Okay. So anywho, Grandma Hershey didn't listen again. I told myself to turn this stove on a few minutes before the show start. Grandma Hershey gotta start listening. Okay. So anywho, that's what a bisque is, sweetie pie. Now we're gonna talk about why this is heating up, because I already put our Marjo butter. Oh, remember I kept saying I wanted a glass pot. Silly me. We've had this pot here for a while, and I even used it before and forgot about it. So we got a chance. You can see it as it cooked. Okay. All right. Now turn that down so because it's heating up now. And so anyway, I'm going to go and look for me a set of clear pots, because I want to be able for you to see what when I'm cooking. Grandma Hershey, she got it going on for 2025. Okay. So anywho, so let's talk about the healthy highlights. So the healthy highlights, and 1 cup of bisque is 243.8 calories, 9.8 saturated fats. I didn't like that too much, because for the low fat in a day is 12 for me, 12 grams. So anyway, I have to make sure everything else I eat for the rest of the day is low fat. Okay. Then now what I really don't like, and that's because of the shrimp, is the cholesterol is 150. Okay. And in a day, I try not to go over 175. So if you have high cholesterol, you don't need to eat shrimp every day, because they are high in cholesterol. Okay. They're high in iron, but you need to limit your amount of shrimp you have in a week. Okay. So we're going to have it today, though. I'm having my best. Okay. So anywho, the sodium is 442, which is good for as a meal. Okay. The carbs, the whole carbs is 5.6. That's even low without the fiber. The sugar is 3.3. I got your back. What are you folks? Any folks? Diabetics. I got your back, diabetics, and all you folks who watching your loveliness. So we have the protein, which is good, and that's because of the shrimp, is 18.4. So this is a nice high protein meal. Okay. And the fiber is only 0.8. So our net carbs. Okay, what am I missing? Because I got the net carbs as 3.1. But that can't be right. I have to get back with you on that net carb or the fiber. One of these two is off. So anywho, I got down 3.1. I'll go back and check it later. Okay. So what you have is a 12 ounce bag, not 12 pounds unless you're feeding the army, a 12-ounce bag of frozen shrimp that's cooked and deveined. Okay. And if you get the ones with the tail off, that's even better. But if the tails are on, make sure you pull them off. Okay. And then one thing I tell you as a treat for today, we're using those Langostino shrimp. They're red shrimp, and they look like they're done, but they're raw. But they're red, so you have to cook them. So I did boil them. The shell was sliced open and it was deveined already, but I boiled them for about 5 minutes, and then I peeled the shell off and then cut them up. Okay. So we have our, so you want to chop up your shrimp once you have rinsed it and drained it. And then we have our marjo butter, 2 tablespoons of unsalted margarine, and 2 tablespoons of imperial margarine. I like the imperial the best, but you choose whatever your favorite margarine is. Then we have 1 small carrot. I did peel it and then I chopped it up. Okay, diced it, chopped it. Then I did the same with a stalk of celery and 1/4 of a small onion, sweet onion at that. And then I took 1 tea. Okay, so you blah blah blah. So once you do cut all that stuff up, then you want to saute it in your marjo butter. So let's go ahead and put that in so it can get started. Okay, the only thing about this pot is tall and I'm short. But we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it do what it's gonna do. Okay. Like who was it, man? Ray Charles said. So we're gonna put the vegetables in. And we're gonna get them to sauteing. And we want them to cook for about 3 minutes. Okay. So we're gonna get that going. So while I'm running my jibs, it'll be doing what it's supposed to do. Okay. See, you see it getting in there. So that's our sweet onion, our celery, and our carrots. And it gives nice flavor. So, all right, we're gonna let that sit and simmer. Put that up a little bit. Not simmer, but saute. Okay. Now saute is almost like stir frying. So you want to have it on kind of high. All right, medium high, so it can be doing what it's gonna do. All right. So then after that, once it's sauteed, then you are going to add the shrimp. We're going to let it saute some first. Then you're going to add the shrimp in there and half of the seasoning. So what you did that I didn't say somewhere along the way. Oh, yeah. You got in a small bowl or something, then you want to put all your seasonings together. So now I did do it a little different, or my kitchen angels did it a little different. With the cornstarch. But what I put in my recipe after I realized it's better is I put the cornstarch in with the seasoning. Okay. So it's 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. It's a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric, which is good for arthritis. Okay. And 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. Okay. Yes. Cooking. And a teaspoon of paprika and a 1/2 teaspoon of basil. Basil, tomato, you know how I roll. Okay, and then the tablespoon of cornstarch. So you're gonna mix all that up together. And I put that in this container right here. All right, except for I put 2 teaspoons in with the coconut milk because I didn't really, well, the kitchen angels did, they didn't know. So anyway, but what you're going to do is you're going to put the whole tablespoon in with your seasoning. All right. So this is sauteing. It's almost time up for that. Then once this saute, then we're going to add the shrimp and let it saute for 3 minutes. Yeah. And so, we also have 2 cups of unsalted chicken broth. And I went on and put that in the blender because you don't need to have the broth hot. Okay, so I went on and put that in the blender. And I'm going to go ahead and put half the seasoning in there now. So I'm going to take this lid off while that's sauteing and put half the seasoning into the broth. It's going to get all blended in with the vegetables. Okay. Half the seasonings. Okay, and the other half going to go in the pot. All right, so, okay, and I'm going to go ahead and put the shrimp in. A nice, delicious specialty shrimp. Hey, Marcy. I'm glad you made it. So, I'll put the shrimp in. Already chopped up, cleaned, and everything that's supposed to be. And it's cooked. All right, I made sure I cooked it. Mr. Basky, you don't know. We're going to put that in there and saute it with the vegetables. Okay. Couple of minutes. We don't want it to get too tiny because you know shrimp will shrink. The shrinking shrimp. They will. You know it. Down, son, because I don't want nothing to burn up around you. Okay. The vegetables going to be nice and soft. The shrimp is going to be doing what it's due. And then, okay, we'll get at about a minute. And then once that minute, don't know who's texting me and calling me, but that ain't important right there. Like my granddaughter say, that's not important. So anywho, what's important is you, boo. Okay. So once this is sauteed, then I am going to take half of this, half of what's in the pot, and put into the Ninja. Okay. I think that's sauteed pretty good, pretty good. We'll turn this down to very low for now. We're going to use this spoon. We're going to take half of this. And we're, thank you, thank you. She likes my hair. I like it. Okay, anywho, enough Grandma Hershey. We'll put half of this into this Ninja, to the blender. If you have that handy Mercer, you can use that if you want. Like I say, mine is in storage. Pretty soon I'll be moving, and then I'll be able to take all my stuff out of storage. Okay, now you don't want to give away too much. We gotta. So I like to have meat in my bisque. Okay, you go and you say, oh, I like a bowl of lobster bisque, and then you gonna get bisque with hardly no lobster. So I like to leave some meat for the soup. Okay. Well, this is gonna make 4 1-cup servings. Okay. All right. So now I got enough left in there. Now, I am going to put the lid back on. We don't want stuff flying all over the place. No, we don't. And then we're going to put this on. Now, you know, the thing acts kind of weird if I try to talk while the noise is going. So I'm going to shut my mouth, and I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to get this all blended up. Okay, here we go. All right, looks blended to me. What you think? And then we're going to pour this whole thing back into the pot. Okay. All right. Put this over here. Take this spatula. We don't need it further. Take this out, stick it here. Because when I move, I'm going to make sure I have a nice big area to work in. Okay? Nice big area with a lot of plugs. Sockets. All right, pour that back into the pot. Oh, let me see. There's some goodies left in here. We don't want to leave no goodies behind. No shrimp behind. Okay, and then I'm gonna scrape this off the little thingy there. Make sure we get all our goodies. All right, then we're gonna turn it back up. And we're going to bring it to a boil. Can you see that juice? Still got some shrimp in it. So when it turns into the bisque, then we will have shrimp as well. Every spoon is going to have some shrimp in it, baby. Grandma Hershey ain't playing when it comes to her bisque, okay? She don't play. Homie don't play that. Remember that show in Living Color? Homie the Clown. Smack somebody with the sock. Homie, don't play that. Grandma Hershey don't play it either. Okay, why is this thing going here? Oh, probably because I don't have it in place, right? Okay, so now we're going to let this cook for a few minutes. So while that's cooking for a few minutes, we're going to bring it up to a boil so it can simmer for 3 minutes. So while that's going for a few, and then we're going to add the rest of the seasoning. Yeah, we don't want no dull soup. Okay, we're going to put the rest of the seasoning in. There we go. Stir that in there. I know there's some stuff on it. Here we go. Stir in those seasonings. Ooh. I'm glad you can see it cooking while I'm doing it. I know. I'm so excited because it was so delicious. Those kitchen angels put their foot in this. Anywho. And anybody who don't know what that means they really threw down. Okay. Ooh, thank you, Marcy. I can't say she loved in Living Color. I miss it. I sure do. They would crack me up. So, anywho, back to Grandma Hershey. We're going to let this cook. And while that's cooking, we are going to... Oh, I know what we're going to do. If you... what you going to do, everybody going to do. Put that thumbs up. Click the thumbs up right now. Don't wait till later. Do it now because you might forget, like Grandma Hershey does. Okay, so go ahead and click the thumbs up. Okay, then if you have not already subscribed, click subscribe. Yes, and then you should see a black bell. Click the black bell. That way, every time I come on the show, I'll get ready to say something, then you will get a notice that I'm going to be on and I've got something to say. And if it's not the regular show time, that means I got something there, some good stuff to you. You know, it might be some juicy gossip. It won't be no gossip. But anyway, it'll be some good information. I might just say I love y'all. Who knows? Anywho. So, all right, this is almost boiling. So then, okay. Oh, and then I say about another 4 or 5 minutes, we'll be through. So then you're going to share the show. You're going to share it with your friends, with your neighbors, with your relatives, and with your enemies, because everybody got to eat. We got to feed the world. Okay. All right. So it's boiling. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and do some shout outs while we're waiting for this to boil a little longer. Okay. So, and you're going to do 3 minutes. Everything is 3 minutes. So it don't take long. So our shout out from last week was Marcy. My niece in the Colorado niece, Andreas, Tom, my sister, my cousin Sherry. Yay, cousin Sherry, and Sabelle and John, my school mentor, Darwin and Aya, Diana, the chocolate lady, and Fitzy. I know Fitzy is watching too. Hey, Fitzy. And my friend Najee. Okay. And so, and then Kay and Regina. Hey, y'all. And I'll tell you, I'm getting some plans for 2025. I'm gonna be coming to see somebody and cooking on the show. And I'm almost done with this book. I'm really trying to push it to be released in February. I'm really working on it. Okay, so now this is really boiling. So we're going to turn this down to low. Okay, and so now what we're going to do is we are going to stir in our coconut milk. Okay, because this is almost done. All right, let's take the lid off. I didn't want to take it off too soon. Like I didn't take it off soon enough. Put this over here. Okay. I'm kind of running out of containers. There we go. Coconut milk. See, it looks like heavy cream, but it's not. It is the light version, so you won't have as much fat in it. Because coconut milk usually have fat. This is the light version. You just stir it on in. See how it's changing the color of the soup and the texture. You stir it on in. Oops, there they go. And look, oh my goodness. So, and it should thicken up some because I had put 2 teaspoons of the cornstarch into the milk, and then I had put 1 teaspoon into the seasoning. So it should be thickening up here. Let's see how good that looks. It should be a little thicker. But what you're going to do when you do it is you're going to put the whole tablespoon in with the seasoning. All right. So that way it'll thicken up quicker. So, but oh man, don't that look good? Oh my goodness. So delicious. We're going to let that simmer for about 3 minutes. So what else we have? Okay. So we didn't have any birthdays. I don't get to sing. I don't like that. I like to sing happy birthday. So anywho, if anybody had a birthday this last 7 days, let me know. And I will sing to you next week. And if you have one coming up, let me know so I can sing to you. Okay? I like that. That's the only time I really get to sing. I did do karaoke on New Year's. I had so much fun. Okay, so anyway, while this is simmering, I want to talk about a great president who just passed, and that was President Jimmy Carter, James E. Carter. When my first election was that election, and I voted for him. I liked what he stood for, and I liked what he did. He brought peace to some nations and who still, there was a peace treaty between Egypt and I forgot who, but they still have it going today. This was in 1970, between 76 and 80. So he did a good thing. And he's the one who started Habitat for Humanity. All those you see across the country and in some other countries too. Those were started by Jimmy Carter. And then sometime if he was in the vicinity, he would help them build it. That man was a great man who should be respected. His family should be respected. His wife worked right along with him. And I mean, that was a great power couple. And I really love Jimmy Carter. And so, and regardless of what anybody say about some of the things that happened while he was in office, stuff happened for every president. You're going to have the good and the bad and the ugly. Okay. Let's just hope for more good and not so much ugly. All right. So now, and he was the 39th president of the United States. That's what he was. I knew it was something else. I didn't want to leave that out. But on the news, they had said so much, a lot of stuff I didn't even know about. But I liked President Carter. And I rest in peace. That's all I can say. Okay. So now that we have this done, I think it's gonna get. So still, if you want it thicker, just add more cornstarch. Okay. It's good like this for me. All right. So I'm going to put some in the bowl. Okay. Let's put some in the bowl and taste it. We gotta make sure it's not poison. You gotta make sure that I need a ladle so I can get my shrimp out of here. There we go. Need some shrimp with this. You don't play that. We got to have some shrimp. If it's gonna be called a shrimp bisque, I need my shrimp. Okay. I think one just dropped back. I should have grabbed the ladle. Oh well. It's a live show. You get your bloopers here. There goes some more shrimp. Okay, I'm gonna stop pulling out the pot. Won't be nothing left for nobody else. I got the spoon right here. And then if you want, you can serve this with crackers, with some sourdough bread or garlic bread or some oyster crackers. Now, I like the better with the regular cracker. But we are going to taste this without any cracker. Look at that. Don't that look good? Can you see it? See if I can bring it in a little closer. I know the light be doing stupid stuff. Okay, let's see here. See that shrimp? We're going to leave that like that. We're going to see if we can get some without burning my mouth. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can taste that shrimp. Mm-hmm. I can taste that bisque. Mm-hmm. 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 Let me get my juice. It's got vegetables in it. You got everything you need in here. All you need is just, now you can also put some rice in it. You know how like they do gumbo? You can also put some rice in it if you like. So let's take one for the team. We don't want to leave the team out. Okay. This is so good. Grandmahurshey's gonna eat the rest of that later. It's gonna be her dinner. Yes, indeed. I'm gonna turn this off because it's done. All right. Like I said, if you want it thicker, just add more cornstarch or flour. But it is beautiful. It's got to show you again. Okay, so we done here. All right. So next week we are going to do the pineapple trifle. Okay, that's our next recipe that was chosen out of the top 4. Okay. So that's all I got for today. I thank you guys for coming. She did too. Oh, yes. She liked Jimmy Carter too, President Jimmy Carter too. Yep. So anyway, that's it for today. And don't forget to share with everybody because everybody got to eat. I will see you next week when we do that pineapple trifle, honey child. Love you. Have a great, great year. Okay. Let's see how this mouse gonna work. Know how it do sometime. And it's doing. There you go. Oh, it's still acting crazy. Okay, there you go. Oh, come on, crazy mouse. Oh my God. Oh, probably my table. Like I say, you get your bloopers here. Oh my goodness. Oh, oh, here we go. Bye. Mwah.